Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Herman Sampson, and you all will probably have me, or you currently do have me, in AREO 12, Introduction to Agricultural Economics. I'm also the coordinator of the Ag Business programs in the Agricultural Institute. Those two programs are Ag Business Management and Ag Business Management Horticulture. And the curriculum codes are AGB for Ag Business and ABH for Ag Business Horticulture. And we like to refer to these curriculums as curriculums of diversity because you have a lot of options within these two curriculums. Let's take a look at how diverse North Carolina agriculture is. North Carolina ranks #1 in flue-cured tobacco and in total tobacco, also in turkeys raised and in sweet potatoes. And this data is from the 2002 North Carolina Agricultural Statistics publication. Might not hurt for me to update this a little bit. We rank #2 in cucumbers for pickles, and trout sold, hogs and pigs, and in Christmas trees in terms of cash receipts. Also #3 in poultry and eggs, both in products and in dollar receipts. 4th in broilers, and 4th in greenhouse and nursery receipts. We often refer to that industry as the green industry here in the state. And 4th in bell peppers, peanuts, strawberries, and 5th in burley tobacco, but that's probably increasing. In my home state of Kentucky, we are a large burley tobacco grower, and a lot of the farms around where I grew up, that burley tobacco is left, and it's coming to North Carolina. If you drive through Nash County, you'll see burley tobacco being grown there and cured out in the open fields, and you never saw that before. So North Carolina's burley production is increasing. We're also 5th in blueberries as well. 6th in cabbage. Cucumbers for the fresh market, 6th in the nation in net farm income, and tomatoes, and 7th in the nation in cotton and watermelons. So you can see that North Carolina is very, very diverse, much more so than some of the Midwestern states, as we cover a lot of agricultural production and commodities being produced here in North Carolina. I forgot we're 8th in apples and squash as well. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the courses that are required in the Ag Business program. Of course, first we'll look at the general course requirements. These courses are required in all of the Ag Institute curricula, so all of you will have to take these courses. AGI 010, this course, Introduction to the Agricultural Institute, an orientation course to get you all familiar with NC State and the Agricultural Institute. Writing Skills 1, AGI 011. AGI 012, Writing Skills 2, and ARE 021, that's Ag Business Accounting. All students in the Ag Institute must take this accounting course, and of course you've got to take my Introduction to Agricultural Economics. Several years ago we did some modifying to the curriculums, and we dropped a single entry accounting course and replaced it with the double entry ARE 021 course to be required by all students. As agriculture has become more complex and even business of agriculture more complex, we felt that a double entry accounting system would better serve the students and the graduates of the future in the Ag Institute. You got to have both math skills courses, Math Skills 1 and Math Skills 2, and a community leadership course, and a physical education course. Now, I've already need to update this presentation because here you see that it requires a PE 100 level course, and in a meeting just about 2 weeks ago, the Ag Institute faculty decided that we would allow any PE course. So that would be any PE course, 100 or 200 level, for a total of 23 hours in the general course requirements, or the common courses that all students in the Ag Institute must take. Now let's first take a look at the Ag Business Curriculum. This curriculum was primarily designed to service traditional agricultural production curriculums, such as crop production and livestock and poultry management. students that had interest in traditional agriculture but knew they wanted a business degree. So let's look at those course requirements for AGB, Ag Business Management. You need to take Agricultural Law, AREO 36, Agricultural Business Management, AREO 51, Management of Personnel, and you have a choice between Agricultural Marketing or Agricultural Environmental Policy. And then you're required to take an ARE elective. That's any ARE course, any Ag and Resource Economic class that you have not been required to take within the curriculum. And those electives, ARE electives, would be salesmanship, AREO 32, personal financial management, ARE 041. And of course, if you chose marketing, then you could use the environmental policy course as your ARE elective, or if you chose to take Ag and Environmental Policy, you could then opt to use agricultural marketing as your ARE elective if you so chose. We also require ANSO 20, Introduction to Animal and Poultry Production, CSO 11, Crop Production, General Entomology, entomology being insects or bugs as some folks call it, and Principles of Soil Science, SSC 012. So you can see that those four courses align themselves fairly closely with production agriculture. And you see we have 12 hours of free electives. Now, we guard those free electives very carefully because we want you to be able to tailor this curriculum to your interests. If you've come from a farm and you're wanting to return to the farm, for example, but you've been told that business skills are paramount and important, and you want to get those business skills, you can use the 12 hours to specialize in crop production if you so choose, or to get a concentration in livestock and poultry, or a concentration in, forgotten here. Well, I might remember that in just a second. But we'd like you to use those free electives for courses that are going to interest you on the production side so you can tailor your curriculum to your needs in your career. ABH, Ag Business Horticulture. We developed this program several years ago, myself and Dr. Fontenot over in horticulture, who coordinates the ornamentals and landscape technology curriculum. Because the green industry, turf and ornamental students, were also needing business skills. Employers were constantly providing feedback to the Ag Institute that students needed more business skills. So we developed this ABH curriculum and sort of differentiated it from Ag Business because we knew that ornamental and turf folks didn't want to take livestock courses or crop production and so forth, so we sort of differentiated it and geared it toward the green industry. You're still required to take Ag Law, Ag Business Management, Management of Personnel, Marketing, or Ag and Environmental Policy, and that ARE elective. So these requirements are identical to Ag Business, but we now start to differentiate a little. You still have to take the soils course, SSC 012, but rather than general entomology, you take ornamental and turf insects, entomology 063, a course geared more towards the green industry. HSO 11, Plant ID, HSO 15, Plant Growth and Development, HS being taught by the horticulture department, and our courses that are in the OLT curriculum. Now, you see there's only 1 hour of free electives or 0 hours of free electives because we use those 12 hours of free electives that we had in the original Ag Business program to target specific courses in horticulture, and we refer to those as restricted electives. You've got to choose 4 of the following courses that are listed there on the screen for a total of 12 or 13 hours. One course there is a 4-hour course, and that would be BAO 23, light equipment. And then we've got CSO 53, turf and ornamental weed control, plant propagation, greenhouse crop production, nursery management, landscape maintenance, and then diseases of ornamental and turf. So you've got to choose 4 of those courses for a total of 12 or 13 hours. And that gives you a pretty good taste of the green industry there. And you would, of course, work with your advisor to tailor those courses to your specific needs and your desires. Now, the philosophy behind the 2 curriculums, Ag Business and Ag Business Horticulture, is, as you can see, they allow for versatility. With Ag Business, we have those 12 hours of free electives that I've referred to earlier for crop production courses or livestock courses, the concentration in livestock, and then the concentration in poultry, the one that I forgot and slipped my mind there. ABH complements a double major in turf and hort. The curriculum is designed so that a student just has to take a course or 2 extra in the OLT curriculum to get a double major in Ag Business Horticulture and Ornamental and Landscape Technology. And Dr. Fontenot will probably talk to you a little bit more about double majoring in those 2 curriculums and what you need to take and how you would go about doing that. I want to share with you something that occurred a little while ago, but I got a phone call from a 1993 graduate from the Ag Institute. And that was back, my goodness, 14 years ago, September 14th, 1994. And this student was an ag production graduate. And he gave me a call and said, "Herman, I'm producing hogs. And the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, was mandating that he develop a 40-acre pasture for him to spread his hog waste on to preserve groundwater quality in the area there." This was going to be part of his waste management plan that he needed to develop. And most producers around him were putting in pastures and buying cattle to utilize that swine waste. We're converting swine waste into grass, then letting cattle eat that grass and convert it into beef. And they were primarily using coastal Bermuda pasture to convert that waste material into a saleable product, beef, there in your grocery store. Well, he was a little worried about cattle prices at that time. They were fairly high, and he was worried that they were poised to break. And he didn't think it was the time for him to be out there buying cattle, so he'd done a little market analysis. And he wanted to look into managing that 40 acres of turf, basically, that pasture, for turf or sod production. And he had a potential buyer in South Carolina that he was talking with, and he wanted me to provide him with some phone numbers of landscape companies in this area, the Raleigh, the Triangle area, that he may contact and let them know that he had a saleable product and maybe develop a contractual arrangement with those individuals to convert that waste material into sod, especially with the growth of this area and the housing industry. A lot of homes are putting sod in to have that house look picture perfect the day it's ready for sale for somebody to move in. As we talked, he said he'd wished he'd gotten to know some of those turf and landscape fellers. You'll notice in the Ag Institute while you're here, there's sort of 2 different cultures. There's the farm folks or the traditional ag folks, and then there's the ornamental and the turf folks. And a lot of times they tend to be from more urban backgrounds. And unfortunately, sometimes the 2 groups don't interact real well together and communicate together, and we'd certainly like you all to do that. And he wished he had done that, and also even talked with some of the faculty in the ornamental and turf programs as well and got to know them, so in the future he could have called them up and they would have known who he was. And I remember him saying, and I quoted here, he never dreamed I'd ever thought about growing and selling turf. When he was here at NC State, as a farmer, the last thing on his mind was turf or a golf course or anything else. But when you get out there in the world, sometimes things happen, sometimes circumstances develop that you'll be surprised where you end up and what knowledge you wish you had had and taken advantage of while you were here at this university. The point of this little story is, as I was explaining, you really never know what future opportunities are going to lie in front of you. When I was your age and sitting in the chairs there that you are here at this university, if somebody told me that I'd be standing up here talking to you as a professor at North Carolina State University, my jaw would have hit the ground and I'd have been wondering what you'd